Welcome back to the channel. We are here on February 1st, and this is going to be the breakdown for the NBA slate for February 2nd. We have a 6-game slate after the big 10-game slate that was on Monday. A ton of craziness that just went down. So we're going to hurry up and get into our selections for each and every position. You know how we do it, 7K and below. Before I dive into that, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are at 254. Let's get to 300 if you want that free money. All right. So we're going to get into it at point guard, starting with not a home and home, but a back-to-back situation. We're going to look at Cole Anthony, the starting point guard for the Orlando Magic. In the smaller slate, you got to look for some value, someone that's, on the cheaper side that's getting, starters minutes, and that is Cole Anthony. He has been very impressive this season. Some standout games against Charlotte, a nice game against Toronto. And I expect the same type of performance from him. Maybe some more made shots, maybe a few more assists. But this is a game where I think Orlando will bounce back. And these back-to-back situations, they tend to split. And another thing is I don't trust Toronto at all. This 8-12 team, I don't trust them at all to sweep a team. They have struggled mightily this year. They don't even have a home stadium. They're playing in freaking Tampa. And you don't know what is what with this Toronto Raptors team. Siakam has looked horrible. Van Vliet has been up and down, and Lowry has been up and down as well. The only bright spot has been Chris Boucher. So I like Orlando, despite the fact they're missing Aaron Gordon. I think Terrence Ross steps up. He's going to be another play that I have. But we're going to start with this point guard play at 5,500, getting over 30 minutes. Cole Anthony for the point guard. Next position is going to be shooting guard. And this is where I was a little bit wrong on Rodney Hood. But the guy that's really taking over in that number 2 spot since McCollum has been out has been Gary Trent Jr. We have him at 6K salary, currently averaging 19 points, fantasy points a game, but that's when he was coming off the bench. It hasn't factored in the last 3 games when he's been starting. 41 minutes, 38 minutes, 37 minutes, taking double-digit shots, 9 for 17, 8 for 16, 6 for 14, being very, very efficient, shooting over 40% from that three-point range, and that is the key to him. He needs to knock down the shots. I think he will, going up against Washington in a very up-tempo game. I like the over in that game as well. I think there's going to be a ton of scoring. I think he's going to get a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals from turnovers from the Washington side because they don't have a very solid ball handler. Westbrook is a wild and crazy person, and he tends to turn the ball over a lot. Gary Trent Jr., I like him. With all the attention going to Damian Lillard, Trent can be in that corner, top of the key area, knocking down some shots, and he has done very well. You might look at the 6K price and think that's too high, but I think with the situation and scenario that he's in, with the opportunities of shots, there's still, meat on his bone. I think 6K right now is too low. I think he have another blow spot. He can get a 40 spot going up against Washington, and it's a very shooter-friendly environment. So we're going with Gary Trent at 6K. Next, at small forward, I spoke about him earlier, and that's Terrence Ross. With the loss of Aaron Gordon, this gives the opportunity to Terrence Ross, who is a lethal 6-man off the bench for the Orlando Magic. Did okay against Toronto the last game with 28 minutes. So you got the minutes, didn't really get the points. A little bit of foul trouble, got 90K at 5,400. They dropped his price down to 53. So the minutes are going to be there. The question is he going to knock down the shots? I think he can. This is a bounce back scenario for him, especially with a familiar opponent where you just faced. So they'll scheme him up, get him coming around some curls and some off screens, and get Ross, putting that ball in the bucket. So we're going to go him at the small forward position. Next, we're going with slow-mo. All right, Memphis has shocked the world. This team is very tough. I like how they're playing. I really do. It is very impressive. Do not doubt this team. They are very, very tough and scrappy. Even without Valanciunas, they still find a way to keep it going. Kyle Anderson, what he did today. Let me show you what he did today. So I gave you that Keldon Johnson play today in the last video. I told you that he would do very well. He was too cheap. He got you 25 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 3 assists, 10 rebounds, a double-double. Just killed it for you guys. And that's one of the plays I gave you in that last video. So you're welcome on that. So this one, I'm going to give you slow-mo right here. Kyle Anderson in this game that just finished, 17 points, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. He is deadly. Deadly. He does a little bit of everything for the offense for the Memphis Grizzlies. Obviously, Ja Morant is the key to that, to that engine for that offense. But Kyle Anderson is clearly becoming the number 2 player over Dylan Brooks, who's a fraud. He's just a shooter, doesn't do anything else. Kyle Anderson gives you everything else. He gives you 7 rebounds, a couple assists, a little bit of steals. That's what you need. At 5,700, there's still meat on the bone. He should be a 6K player. So we're getting him at a cheap price. We're going to put him at power forward. Going up against Indiana, I think that's going to be a tough, close, back and forth game. It's going to come down to wire between Memphis and Indiana. Memphis is not tired because they just had 2 weeks off because of all the postponed games. So they're going to be. It doesn't matter that they're on a back-to-back. They're rested, and these are a bunch of young cats. Please watch out for that game. There could be an upset right there, but Memphis is very tough, and they're on a 7-game winning streak now. We're going to finish up with the center position. We're going to pay up here. It's only 6 games. I think there's value in this play, and that's going to be Enes Kanter going up against the Washington Wizards, who don't really have a big to stop Kanter. Kanter is a big offensive rebound guy, defensive rebound guy. He kills it on the boards. As you saw what he did against OKC, 13 and 23. That's insane. Got you double the last 3 games right here, and I think he can do the same thing against the Washington Bigs with no Thomas Bryant. He's going to be looking up against Moritz Wagner and some other scrubs that they have. Hachi Murray, they're not going to handle how physical Enes Kanter is. Obviously, he's bad on defense, but there's no one on that side to exploit him. Not even Alex Len. They didn't even give him enough minutes, but Enes Kanter at center at 6,900. I understand he's just right by my limit, but I think he's a must play to have. And they lowered his price. So this is the core for tomorrow. We got Cole Anthony, Gary Trent Jr., Terrence Ross, Kyle Anderson, and Enes Kanter going at this. This is going to be 6,800 left over for your final 3 positions if you want to put Harden. Let me go back to Utah. If you want to put KD, Beal, Curry in here, you still have 5,000 left for 5,200 left for the remaining 2 spots. I think that is good enough for you guys. You can find some cheap value. Maybe someone else is out, but that is definitely a solid core to have. I gave you some solid picks yesterday. Today, I plan to do the same thing. Let me know how you feel about this core that I have right here that's leaving you 6,800 left. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Like I said before, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace out.